Our top story tonight, a man from Crystal has quite the story to share after being bitten by a black widow spider inside his home.
Now keep in mind, they're not native to Minnesota. He says the arachnid hitched a ride home in a bag of onions he bought at the grocery store. Fox 9's Babs Santos joins us now. Babs, a bite from an infamous venomous spider is not something we're used to around here.
Yeah, and I know people at home tonight are going to want to know what grocery store sold those onions. For now, he's holding off on sharing that as he works with the store to have his medical bills covered. And yes, he did throw away the rest of the onions. In his decade living in Crystal, Zach Boma has planted a garden in his backyard each spring. But this May, he's glad he didn't ask any of his children for help. Zach was making good progress, his beans planted. He was ready to put some onions in the dirt. But then he felt a sharp pain on his middle finger.
Was holding the onions in my hand. I went, ow, what the heck was that?
The culprit, a venomous spider.
I have an app on my phone, so I was kind of scanning the spider, and it kind of flashed over to widow on the identification. I was like, no way.
Zach's wife grabbed a cup of water to douse the spider, revealing the hourglass of a black widow. Then they were rushing to North Memorial, where he spent 24 hours in the ER, his pain intensifying.
In our history, we've only handled a couple of these. It's pretty unusual in this part of the country, fortunately.
Hennepin Healthcare emergency physician Dr. John Cole is the medical director of the Minnesota Poison Control System. He didn't treat Zach, but explains every now and then these venomous spiders hitch a ride from their warmer homes down south, making their way north on board fruits or plants that we pick up at the store, unknowingly going home with a lot more than we bargained for.
The venom is extremely potent in terms of, if you measure it on a toxin per milliliter basis. But fortunately, in most patients, it's not fatal. So it's a really miserable experience.
And taking Zach's word for it, really, really miserable.
You get cold sweats and muscle spasms and muscle aches.
Excruciating pain from head to toe, but thankfully, most people make a full recovery. And Zach is already on his way after receiving drugs to ease the pain and muscle spasms at North Memorial.
I saw a lot of nurses and doctors that night because it was kind of a hot topic in the ER that day. A lot of Spider-Man jokes, asked, if I was shooting webs yet or not.
And you saw there in the story, Zach actually still has the spider. It's dead, of course. He plans to keep it and maybe make a coaster out of it or hang it up on the wall in a shadow box. And Randy and Kelsey, I'd say he's definitely earned that right.
He's not shooting any webs out of his fingers, but we hope he's feeling better.
Yeah. What an experience, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks, Babs.